There's money on the floor. 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 Windows to the floor. She runs for that money, you know she a bore. Paying your needs, but she can take a look. Taking that ass till she can't no more. Drop that, break that, wiggle that back. Break that, work that, break that back. Break that back. Bend them knees till you can't no more. There's money on the floor. Give me some more. It's money on the floor. It's money on the floor. There's 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 money on the floor. She got ass in here. She twerked that shit like she trying to pay the rent. She like passing trips, moving fast and shit. She love you a long time. Okay. What's good, everybody? It's the official King Pain, and it's our favorite time of the week. Okay, it's Thursday, and it's the gentleman's panel. What's good, everybody? Look, I just realized that I still have the old intro.
I was just about to clock your tea and let you know. Definitely.
I still got the old intro. I was like, what is going on? I said,
just hold it, just in case. And I emailed you the new one.
Not the intro. She was like,
and I emailed you the new one.
When?
A while ago, when you asked me for it. Check your email, brother. Check your email.
Okay.
Because we have upgraded since. Yes.
What was the call?
Oh, it says new intro. Yes, in there. Yeah,
it's not.
You about to make me whole screenshot my whole thing.
Don't do it. It's not in there.
Don't do it. Did you know
it's not in there?
Don't do it. Well, Content TV is a humble fear.
It's done searching. It's not in there. So that's that on that. Anyway.
Whatever, sir, because it is
everybody
right here.
How has your week been? It feels like it's been so long since the last time we were all together. Did I miss the last show or something?
You came in a little later.
But it was a good show.
Yes. Yeah. Yes, I remember now. I was late. Anyways, so to my right, we have, the creator, the extraordinary, the legendary, Jay Wilson. What's good?
All right. Well, I'm doing well, and I'm excited. I'm excited about these questions and these the topics that you've chosen tonight. So it's going to be really good, and I'm excited to be with these gentlemen. These are truly gentlemen, and it's really a pleasure to work with them. So I'm excited tonight.
Okay.
What's up, Ryder Lives? I want to give a shout out to Ryder Lives.
Period, to the period. And to his right, we have the witty, okay? We have the smart, okay? We have the allegedly stuck up Rebel Son.
What the hell? What? No.
Allegedly.
No,
You
sir.
said allegedly.
That's what they said.
What's up, y'all? What's going
good,
on?
everybody?
What's going on? Hey to everyone in the chat. Looking forward to
Okay.
tonight's show. I have a fun time. You know, when I come on and get with the guys, and you know, even though some may, one in particular, may tend to throw a little shade sometimes, I have much love for the guys because we have a great time.
Okay, period, Puriana, to the period. And then right below, let's drop down, y'all. Y'all see it? Y'all see him? Y'all see him? Okay. In the purple, okay? He's handsome. He's into politics. He has good credit. It's captivating Christian.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? What's going on? What's going on? To my state reps in the chat, welcome, welcome, welcome. Nice to see you all. Let's get started.
You ready to start?
Yeah, let's get started.
Okay,
Rush
started.
everything like this.
Oh my God! You're already trying to leave out Dodgers TV.
Okay, do you rush everything like that?
That quick.
I don't need
Last
no
but not least, okay, we have the fabulous, okay, the highly favored, okay, the intelligent in green, okay. We have Conscious TV. What's good?
Hello, hello. I am always lovely and happy to be back with these ladies. I'm excited tonight. Let's get started.
Period. Let's get started. Now it's time to get started, y'all. Now it's time to get started. This is the gentleman's panel. This is the only panel on the internet like this, okay, where you can get this perspective, okay, from 5 highly intelligent men, okay, on period, Puriana to the period. So, before we get started, you know what I'm saying, captivating. Why don't you tell us what's going on in the political realm? What is going on with this presidential election?
Well, besides the fact that Ruth Bader Ginsburg has passed away, Donald Trump and Melania Trump has just went to pay their respects to Ruth Bader Ginsburg as she lays in front of the Supreme Court building and got totally booed and vote him out, screamed across. But I'm sure he knew that that was coming, and he felt that it was going to be something that the newspapers were going to talk about, so it puts his name in the press. Other than that, you still have the Senate working on pushing a Supreme Court nominee through, and they don't care nothing about what they said 4 years ago. They're going to push through a justice. So be prepared.
Absolutely. So what about Kanye? Is he still in the race?
Please get him out of here. Who's he?
Who is that?
Who's he?
Who is that?
You better be rushing to get a good lawyer. You better be rushing
running.
to get a good lawyer. That's what he should be doing.
I heard that he's still running.
The rumor is that Kim is headed for divorce. So
okay,
you're not going to get that money together.
Oh yeah, he better get it right because Kim don't play. And between her and mama,
Kris Jenner behind her, she gonna get the coins.
yeah.
And you know what? They should get a divorce, okay? Because the next black president should definitely be married to a black woman.
Well, that won't happen with him. So
KingPain is really trying it with this Kanye crap. I just
Okay.
Don't waste your vote. Don't waste your vote.
Ooh, okay. Kim Kardashian, she's just a side chick, okay? On period. She has taken advantage of so many of our men, okay?
Wait, how did she take
advantage of doing something that she was raised to do? How you do that?
She took advantage of their clout and their money.
No, they saw some DNA and they wanted it and they ran behind her. She didn't put no gun to any of their heads.
Right.
And they could have chosen any beautiful black woman, but they chose her.
Right.
You
But
must
she
not
told,
know about the scandalous spirit of the Kardashians rebel.
I know that they're money hungry but they're not making these men go after them either.
Right.
Well,
they paying them.
that's not completely true.
They're paying these men.
They're paying the men. You really think that they're paying the men?
Yeah. They're paying them. They're promising them fame, clout, a role on their TV show, all kind of stuff.
Now, but I mean, in the beginning, I don't think so. Maybe Ray J was doing most of the promising in the beginning, but
and Kim was like an assistant to what that Hills. What's the blonde girl? She was like
Paris Hilton.
Yeah.
Something, yeah.
Yeah, Paris Hilton, Nicole Richie, all of those.
She did pushed her into mainstream.
Yeah. Ray J just mad he didn't, capitalize on it before she did.
I don't care how he say he hit it first. It didn't work out for his album sales or anything else.
It didn't.
Period. But Ray J definitely hit it first. Okay. Well,
as far as we know.
While we're on the topic of side chicks, okay, side chicks, okay, is a concept that is very popular in our culture, okay? I feel like Kim Kardashian has popularized being a side chick. Now, everybody want to be a side chick. Don't nobody care about being the side chick is the girl that you want to be. You don't want to be the girl next door. You want to be the girl on the side, okay? Period. Why do you think that is? Let's first start off by telling everybody what you feel like a side chick is, okay? And then we'll examine side chick culture, okay? So starting off with Conscious TV, because she seemed like she's ready. What is your definition of a side chick?
I mean, a side chick is literally the coleslaw that's on the side of a ongoing relationship. She's the girl who takes the pain when the wife is too busy raising the children and folding clothes and taking care of the domestics of the house. The side chick is some almost underage girl who the male is living vicariously through because his youth is almost up. I mean, the side chick is just a leftover chick. She takes the leftovers and, she thinks she is the wife and she's not. She thinks she's the main queen and she's not. And yeah, she's just coleslaw. That's what a side chick is. Simply coleslaw.
And why do you think that being a side chick is so popular these days?
Well, to be honest, mistresses have always been a part of the culture. So this is something that's always happened, but I feel like, yes, there's been an acceleration of the side chick culture, but I think it's honestly because I think women have just kind of given up on love in a way, and now they're just kind of after the gold. And so now a lot of women just kind of want to be taken care of. They want to secure the bag and secure a future. But unfortunately, most of the men that can do that are high-profile men who are already taken. So they end up going after a lot of these athletes and politicians and powerful men who already have wives, but that doesn't matter to the side chick, because the side chick now is only after one thing, and that's the bag. The old school side chicks used to be after the man. They used to be after the heart. Now they after the bag. So there's an evolution happening, but it's basically happening because I feel like women just feel like niggas ain't ish, and what's second best to a man's heart is his wallet.
And have you ever been a side chick?
No.
No.
I went to jail over a few side chicks, but I've never been a side chick, no.
So you've never been the girl on the side. You've always been the main chick.
Oh,
It's not like you don't believe that, KingPain.
You've always been the main chick. You've always been number one.
The side chick?
I'm just asking.
Oh, no. Look, I get made love on real mattresses, on Egyptian cotton. I am I am in the big bed with the canopy. This is my man coming home, not our man, but my man coming
But
home.
side chicks can be in those
I
same
don't do
places.
sex.
Period. And Rebel Son, what's the side? What's your definition of a side chick?
I think it's a modern day take on the other woman. I mean, it's just a woman that's on the side, that's available when the man wants her to be, or his trophy piece. When the wife has had children and he feels that he wants to upgrade but doesn't want to lose the wife or get taken in a divorce, he has the side piece. And the side piece is just a hoe on the side. And I think that the side chick to me gets the short end of the stick because the wife is the one that's going to get everything. You're going to get used, and when he moves on, you're going to be replaced by another side chick when your model runs. When your model gets time to be upgraded, he's going to get another one. You know, our president had side chicks. So look what happened to them. They got pissed off because he was cheating on the side chick with another side chick.
Mm.
Know your place, honey. If you're on the side, do what you do, keep it moving. But I think it's definitely not a positive thing because you're you're making it look like it's a good thing to be the side woman, whereas you're just, as my grandmother would say, you're the H on the side.
Mm. So why do you think that it's so popular these days? Why do you think a lot of girls want to be the side chick?
I guess because you look at the music videos and I think it's even like the sexuality of the women saying, the WAP and all this other stuff is glamour. It makes it glamorous to be the side chick because, hey, I just want this man when I want him. It's not adhering to the old ways, the woman being quiet and submissive and just following the man. It's like the side chicks are, I'm getting what I want to get in the music videos publicly. They're not shunned like they would have been back in the days. That's just my take on it.
Absolutely. And have you ever been the side chick?
No.
You always been a man. You always been a main.
Listen, if I was the side chick, I didn't know it because I couldn't. Let me say this: I could have been the side chick because I was in an open relationship and I didn't know it at one time. So, I think that's possible. If I hung out with because I've had people that were more casual, people that I just met up with, and we just had more of a physical connection. But I didn't know if they had a boyfriend or not. They could have. But I knew that I was more physically attracted to them. I didn't care if they collected votes or if they volunteered at the children's hospital. So I don't know if they had someone on the side.
Yeah. See, and you know what? And you're absolutely right. See, to me, that's what the difference is between the side chick and the main chick, because niggas tell their side chicks everything. So they know about the main chick, they know about the other girls, they know about the babies on this. But the main chick is oblivious to all of that. She don't know nothing about no side chick or nothing. She think this nigga going to work every day or something. Like, she don't know about the other girls because most people with that bad bitch mentality, like main chick, I'm not saying that them other, the side bitches ain't bad bitches, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying they just classless in my book. But, you know what I'm saying? The main chick, she don't ever know. She never know because, they don't accept that type of stuff, you know what I'm saying? Captivating. What's your definition of a side chick? There's the fucking fly thing. To die.
The side chick to me is definitely someone who gets with or is in an entanglement with someone, and they only get certain kind of phone calls. Either the late night phone calls, is really no dating going on. It's just an understood kind of relationship, so to speak. And I mean, a lot of times, I guess, like you said, sometimes the side chick knows a lot about that person's life. They know the girlfriend, they know the kids, they know all of that. Because they have to. And sometimes, unfortunately, a lot of times the side chick is usually a friend of the girlfriend, like a best friend or something like that. So yeah, it's really crazy.
Periana to the period. And why do you think that being a side chick is so cute? Like all the girls want to be side chick. I swear it's like a new side chick pop up every day. I see side chicks everywhere all the time.
Oh, because because it's glorified through it's glorified through the music the music we watch and listen to, the movies. It's sensationalized. It's get that money, go get that bag, this, that, and the other. Those two girls recently that was on a radio talk show talking about Odell Beckham and what he likes to do, like that kind of stuff. It seems to be the thing now, like you telling on what a celebrity likes sexually. It's just, I don't know. It gets to a point where it's like, well, how low will you go, like to chase for fame, to be the next Kim Kardashian? How low will you go?
My. How low will you go? Okay. Oh, period. Periada to the period. How low will you go? So captivated. One more question. Have you ever been a side chick? And be honest, because these other girls
I have. I mean, I didn't know it I didn't know it at first, but I have. The person told me, and I was like, "Oh, okay." I was like, I figured because your phone would ring, and you'd be like, like, oh, what's that about? And then we would continue, but I didn't really ask no questions, but I figured.
So, what made you continue?
No, he told me after we had already.
I know, but afterwards, and then
just when I thought who it could be, because I didn't know the situation. Like I didn't ask any questions. We weren't like dating in a sense. We were just hanging out. So I didn't really. It wasn't really like, well, who's that?
No obligation was there.
You could definitely tell. I mean, you watch somebody enough and see what they're doing. You could definitely tell. Okay, you hiding something from somebody. And eventually it was like, all right. And then when the person felt the need to tell me, I was like, I
get it. If you didn't know, you got the mentality to where if you're gonna be the only one, you know what I'm saying? But if you know that they got other things going on and you just allowing it, that's just blowing,
Yeah, but that's if you know. Like I didn't know at first. When
you found out, you continued.
No, when he told me, we were already just friends. Like we hadn't done anything for years. When he finally told me, like, I was dating someone when I used to stop by your house. And I was like, I figured you did. And he was like, well, how did you know that? I said, because you would do X, Y, Z. Your phone ring, you do X, Y, Z. You act funny. It'd be like, oh shoot, and they'd be like, why are you doing like, So, and then that whole,
he told you in the middle of the relationship, you would have left him.
You the roommate, right? Yeah, like, oh, that's my roommate. He just wanted to know something. So it's like you start to go.
You would have kept it going. Stop playing.
Nah, definitely not.
Definitely not. Jay Wilson. Brother Jay Wilson. Okay, What is a side chick to you?
Well,
I know it's a rather new concept.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
So from the lyrics of Nina Simone, The Other Woman, it reads, the other woman has time to manicure her nails. The other woman is perfect where her rival fails. And she never seen with a pin curl in her hair anywhere. The other woman enchants her clothes with French perfume. The other woman keeps fresh cut flowers in each room. There are never toys that are scattered everywhere. And when her man comes to call, he finds her waiting like a lonesome queen, because to be by her side is such a change from old routine. But the other woman will always cry herself to sleep. The other woman will never have his love to keep. And as the years go by, the other woman will spend her life alone. So
words to live by.
Okay, lyrics by Nina Simone.
Okay.
So it may seem good at the beginning, and you may have all of this, but at the end, you won't have the man, and you'll be by yourself.
Okay, because
like side chicks don't get houses and stuff left to them unless you get married. And the thing is, if you marry as a side chick, then you may be losing to a side chick. So you have to keep that in mind.
You better be saving.
I just think that Rebel and the gentleman are right. You know, it comes from music culture. It comes from film and television. They glorify it, and people latch a hold of it. And just because somebody said enough, that doesn't mean it's correct. That just means they said it a lot.
Right.
Absolutely. And be honest. Have you ever been a side chick? The one on the side.
You know,
I heard you got something going on with you and Tracy.
First of all, I'm not a chick, so I dealt with a dude. And so
well, again, Tracy.
I don't know nothing about that. So I'm gonna leave that alone. I don't even bring that. Who is that person? Who is she? I don't know her. But no, I had an incident I found out afterwards. I had a suspicion, just like Captivating Christian. So I lived in Ohio, and I went out. Somebody was riding their car, and I'm like, this person is cruising me. Is this person really cruising me? I didn't think nothing of it. This was during Christmas time, so it was cold. Went in, met my friends. We had a great time. The person was still out. So they drove by and they were talking. I'm like, yeah, how you doing? So on and so forth. Well, I noticed that they had a baby seat, but I'm like, well, maybe that they're a single father. I'm trying to give people the benefit of the doubt. Maybe they're a single father, right? We wound up going out. This person was a good 6'7". I mean, yeah, nice looking individual. So we just hung out. And so usually I go to 11 o'clock service, but that day I went to 8 o'clock service. And I walk in church and I look and I see this individual with his wife, his kids, and I'm like, oh man. I mean, and then afterwards, the wife says, oh my God, I enjoyed the singing so much. And I felt like, so yeah,
so did I.
So it ended because that's a no-no. But
did it end right after?
Huh?
Did it end right after, or
it ended when I found out? I just couldn't, that's wow. It was deep. Yeah. Y'all should. And then the thing that scared me is they kept on looking. So wherever I was in the church, they were like, and I'm like, so I did have a phone call. I'm like, you can't do that. I'm like, yo, women be looking. And she gonna ask you one day, what you looking over there for? So I said, we just gotta, this ain't it. This ain't it. So,
absolutely.
Yeah. So yeah.
And when I wanted to add something.
Period. So you guys would have to agree, okay, that most of us love monogamy. We all want to be in monogamous relationships, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Wait, Cap. Not Cap. King, I wanted to add something. I thought were you going to say, if you didn't address the question?
Yeah, you didn't. Yeah,
what's the question?
About, what do you think that is? And have you
about side chicks? Well, since you be dealing with trade, have you ever been a side chick?
I was about to say, tell her who's peddling.
Tell the truth and shame the devil.
Never.
Come on, you can't even look now. Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Okay. So there was a time where I considered being a side chick. Okay, but after going through an experience where I allowed something into my relationship, I realized that I really, really didn't like that, and I would never, ever allow anything like that again. Like I said, I believe that you become the side chick when you accept and agree to them being with other people. Yeah. Okay. That then your relationship then becomes poly, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Polygamous and stuff like that. So and a lot of people don't agree with polygamy, you know what I'm saying? Like all of us on the panel, we all want a monogamous relationship. America teaches us that monogamy is the way to go.
Unless you live in Utah and you can be. And let me say this. Now, in Austin, Texas, a lot of those black men are polyamorous, and they will tell you right up front. And yeah, so it depends on what type of black people.
Somebody said, so you had a threesome or something? I didn't have no threesome. I had a foursome before.
Okay. Wow.
You bypassed this one.
We talked about that last week.
We talked about it last week.
Yeah, it's about addition, not subtraction.
Period. Period to the period. We talked about that last week. Okay?
Somebody wants some more notes.
I wanted to add something to that. When you asked about, well, I had a boyfriend before, and we both had side pieces. Now, I only did that because I saw when he would get messages, I found out he was messing with someone else, and I said, well, what the hell?
Oh, so you did a tit for tat.
Yes, I did.
You was petty.
I did do that.
Okay.
But ultimately, we brought the one person in and we had fun, and that was it.
And then what happened to your relationship?
For fun.
We were together like 7 years. After that, we stayed. Because let me say something about that. People can sit up here and say what they will and won't do. I can't see myself sleeping with the same person for 20 years. I just can't. I'm going to be real about it. If I'm with someone, ultimately, we're going to have to bring something in to make it exciting. And when people say, I've never done that, when gay men say that, a lot of them haven't been in relationships over a year. Try being in a long-term relationship and then come and tell me how you feel about it.
Well, I think you just need to take yoga.
Period. So I mean, I've been in a long
men are real about it, because gay men will dodge this question, Jay Wilson. But I think a lot of times
you can't speak. We're not a monolith. We're not monolithic people.
Let me speak from my experiences. My experiences is when I've been around other gay men, a lot of them have been in long-term relationships, have incorporated other people in their relationships.
But it you live in Houston like that. It sounds like
this is what
what it sounds like you stepped out and he stepped out.
Right, you was being petty and petty.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? The difference is,
but we had a conversation and we decided, hey, listen, I said, because if you're going to do something, I'm going to be doing it. I'm not going to be sitting up like a woman waiting on her husband to come home. Hell no. If you're doing your thing, I'm going to be out doing my thing.
So did you discover this after you found out is when y'all had the discussion? So had you not found out, would you have?
I hadn't found out because I was trying to be the cookie cutter type of person. I could be monogamous. I've been with someone and I was with that person. But I think how I am, I'll get bored doing the same thing after a long time.
So why did the relationship end?
Drug use.
But polygamy is not when you step out every now and then. That's called cheating, okay? It's when you have these relationships going simultaneously.
Right.
As your main relationship. You have all these side relationships, but you have this family and kids. Yeah. You pay bills there. You sleep there every day. But every day you leave the house, you go and hang out with these other bitches.
But and
maybe have some families on the side.
But I would say gay men,
did you do
from
that?
my experience, gay men love to put up facades. Gay men will sit up and they will put up facades. I don't do this. I don't do that. I've been in a house and I knew a group of 10 gay men. There was 4 of them that were cheating on their boyfriends. And they were in there like, I just love my husband. And, I can't believe they do all that stuff. And I'm like, okay. But
don't heterosexual people do it too? So I don't like.
Yes, heterosexual people do.
I just want to say because then, because people do it.
But women are molded. Women are molded to serve their husbands and to not, they always do what they're. If a woman does a threesome, it's because the husband wanted her to do a threesome.
Not always.
Which brings me to my
for the most part.
Which brings me to the next question. Okay,
why
does society socially stone and demonize poly straight men who live in their truth? Because most men okay, practice polygamy. Most men like to have multiple partners.
Well, I don't think it's polygamy because polygamy means you're married to more than one person. I think that they're polyamorous, meaning that they.
That one.
Yeah. Okay, that one. All right. Polyamorous. Yeah.
So starting with you, Brother Jay, because you seem to have the most knowledge. What? What are your thoughts? Why do we socially stone men who are open and honest about being with multiple women?
I don't think men get I don't think they get battered for that. I think it's celebrated. I think other men celebrate it. I got a woman every night. I got a wife and a side chick, and a lot of guys kind of like that, and some women, like you said, accept that. I just find it different when a woman does it, then she's considered some kind of harlot, and and then when gay men do it, they're considered promiscuous and deviant. So I think that we let heterosexual men get away with a lot of stuff, and I don't think they really suffer. They get talked about, but compare a man to someone who's in the LGBTQ plus community or a woman who is heterosexual, then you will see that the latter, they're going to get battered more than that straight man. I think men get licensed to do that. A man can go spread his oats, but a woman needs to be a virgin. Why is that so? And I just think that it's wrong. And I think that we have different standard for men, and then there's everybody else.
I don't think so, because that's where the whole side chick concept comes from. It comes from America. It comes from us wanting to be in these monogamous relationships when these men cheat anyway.
Well, who's at the top of the food chain? Who's at the top of the food chain? That's what I'm trying to say. Who's at the top of the food chain? Pain, you know good and well, if a woman did that, what she would be called. If you knew that somebody gay did that, you know what they would get. I mean, we've seen it. And the sad part about it is church people allow it sometimes. They will allow a deacon to speak with the mothers and these women and say nothing about it. But soon as two same gender loving men who are adult and consenting get together, everybody want to shout hell and brimstone. And I think it's a double standard. If a lady does it in the church, she's a fallen woman. She has a Jezebel spirit. We've heard it all. So I understand that men get brunt about it, but not as near as much as people in the LGBTQ plus community and women.
Right.
We let men do what they want to do for the most part.
Absolutely. And Conscious TV.
Yeah.
Why do you think that poly straight men are demonized in America?
Well, if they're demonized, then they're most likely being demonized by women, and women are demonizing poly men because women know that most men in America don't make any more than $8.50 on the hour and can't even afford to take care of more than one child. So if she happens to find a good man and produces his baby, she don't need him also having his wages garnered by the government to take care of 3 and 4 or 5 other children. So women have a lot more to consider as it relates to their issues with openness in relationships and men wanting to sling their peen around, etc. So it gets fascinating, but I will say, kind of off of the heels of Bro Jay, I think that poly is demonized in general. I think that monogamy is something that has been pushed deeply by the church in the West. We've been raised to just kind of idealize one-on-one, 1+2, the soulmate concept, twin flames. There's all this propaganda around the legitimacy of a two-person relationship. But for me personally, I've come to the conclusion that I should have been stitching niggas together long time ago, because black men just ain't got, like, men just ain't got it. They just ain't got it. I'm gonna need to build a man. And so I've been playing with this idea of polyamory over probably the past year and a half. And I really like it, to be honest. Like, first of all, I think that somebody said it in the chat that monogamy isn't natural. I do believe that monogamy isn't natural. I think that what is natural, I think that attraction is natural, and I think having feelings for someone is natural. But making an agreement about it is unnatural. Like, I think that in an ideal world, people, just kind of like how we talk about gender fluidity and sexual fluidity, I believe in love fluidity. Just love and honor people. You can have feelings for more than one person. You can experience intimacy and bond and intensity and connection with more than one person. My issue is if people just respected other human beings, there really wouldn't be a need like to really reinforce monogamy, because even if you were with more than one person, if you're honoring all the people that you're choosing to give your body to or to give your heart to, then that thing kind of comes full circle at the end of the day. But in the animal kingdom, like in nature, monogamy is practiced, but polyamory is also practiced in animal kingdom. Polygamy is also practiced in the animal kingdom. Like, them good old elephants are known to have a mate, and when they mate die, they remain single for the rest of their lives. But then you have lions who engage in polyamory experiences. The female lion can have multiple male partners. Sometimes the male lions have multiple female partners. So we see a wide range. Human beings are kind of, we see all of that adversity within our own humanity. I mean,
isn't it strange in the Bible that Solomon had all of those wives and those men had all of those wives? It favored the men, of course, but they had a whole lot of wives. And it was not a sin to have more than one wife. I'm just saying. So I know people talk about something else, but I just even look at some of the biblical stuff. I mean, come on. I mean, Sarah said, go and lay with your handmaid, your servant, and have the baby. And then you have, Ishmael, and then you have Isaac. So, I mean, wow. You have another woman say, go lay with my husband. I'm just saying. So, anyway.
Well, the Bible has a lot of contradictions anyway, because Adam and Eve's children had to screw each other to populate the earth, but that's against the law now.
But it's called nuance, and that's why you need to know, scripture in context. But I bring that back to folk again, I mean, and I just think people want to be fundamental when it's convenient for them, and then want to be progressive when it's convenient for them. Right. So I think you just need to read the word in context. But there were more than one. There was multiple wives.
There can people be both. Like, a life is about the balance between a liberalness and conservativeness. Like, we all have ideas that are progressive on one end, and we all are very taboo and traditional on another end. That's most people.
I just think that people need to just allow people life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness. And my thing, as long as it's not forced, as long as that you don't have child bride stuff, I think people need to make a decision and choice and not be because I go back to Utah. They do it a lot in Utah where people didn't want to, these are young girls marrying older men, and I think that's when we start having problems. But if somebody wants to do that, yeah.
So what do you think, Captivating? Why do you think that we demonize poly-straight men who live in their truth, okay? Who tell the world that, I like to be with multiple people?
Well, piggybacking a little bit off what Conscious said, the women are demonizing them, but for good reason in some cases. A lot of times the men are not being honest and truthful about who they are and what they want. They're too busy telling them, oh, you're the one for me. Oh, it's just me and you. And all these, hopeful dreams and wishes that they've been, searching for their whole life to be with that one. When in actuality, that person is not even thinking about them in that long term. It's just that moment of passion, that moment of whatever. And instead of being honest from jump and saying, hey, listen, I really just want to sleep with you because I'm sexually attracted to you. No, you got to butter her up and do all this extra stuff than to just get to your point and say exactly what it is that you want. Because you know that a lot of times if you were to say exactly what it is that you wanted, you're not going to get that. So then you have to play that game. So I think a lot of the anger from that comes from, that kind of concept. Do I believe that them living in their truth is something that they should do? Yes, but it should be something that you bring to the person and allow the other person to say, okay, yes, I'll participate in that with you, or no, I don't want, I don't want nothing to do with that. I choose not to. Because you have to understand, sex, although it's a physical thing, it's also an emotional thing. So, you can't just allow anybody to just attach their emotions to you. You become a wreck. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes you got to keep yourself kind of guarded too at the same time.
And people are grown. And my thing is, if people want to have a polyamorous relationship, if it works for them, it's none of my business. If people want to have a monogamous relationship, then that's up to them. My thing is, pay your taxes, pay your mortgage, your apartment rent, and move on. Make sure you eat and got your lights on. You're just so busy worried about other people and their lives. And this is why I don't deal with a lot of organized churches, because at the end of the day, just live how you're supposed to live, and hopefully somebody will see that. But I'd rather see a sermon than hear one any day. So my thing is, the more repressed you are, the freakier you are. And it's a lot of freaky church people out there because they are very repressed and they're always looking at other folks in church. Just and they go ahead and go to the back rooms and stuff and church.
The basement.
Basements and things.
And Rebel Son, what about you? You blame black women too?
What were you gonna say? Conscious was adding something.
Oh, no, I was just gonna say the reason how we know that monogamy isn't natural. This is why the marital vows are for better and for worse, and this is why people go into a relationship with so many stipulations around trust, because we know subconsciously that if we allow a person to be on their own organically, that they will have love and affection for other people outside of us. This is why we want to be monogamous. This is why we have to manufacture monogamy, because deep down we know that love is fluid. We know that love moves like water. We know that people move according to what's organic to them, and people don't always stay in place because energy doesn't stay in place. It's in a constant state of motion. So the very fact that we have to go into relationships and say, I want a monogamous relationship, is indicative of the fact that we are naturally all polyamory. We wouldn't even have to establish that if it was natural to be monogamous. We wouldn't even have to make those types of
that a little bit depends on individuality. It depends on the person. I mean, I get exactly what you're saying, and you do have a point about it flowing, but people too, there are some people, you realize that there are some people that you will have a deeper connection with. So in that too, understanding that you may have a deeper connection with a female friend that you have than with your own wife. And some people have that.
No, you ain't.
Some people have that. I mean, you may say that. Understand. Some men have that. Some men have that, and they keep some men their wives.
Ain't gonna have no
their female best friends know.
Okay, I wish you would.
Know more about them, know more like what they eat, what they like to eat, what they don't, than anything.
But this is why you need to make sure before you even get into a relationship.
Don't know what my men like to eat.
this is why I get so pissed off with these excuses of pastors and this counseling. And you really need to tell people that you just don't get married because you're forced or something that society tells you to do. Right. You got to make sure that that's what you want and that you connect with, because at the end of the day, if not, like you said, you'll be everywhere. So,
but you know what? Okay, so
You ready to answer now?
Oh, look, okay. Look, do I get a chance
answer now? Come on, Rebel. Let us know.
Low-winded people. I think that a lot of times people like the idea of saying that, but they'll be with a person a year or two and start finding reasons to go do something else. They'll find reasons to stop, to end the relationship. But as far as men being polysexual and liking different types of people, women are allowed to be that way, and it's accepted. Well, she used to like women, but now she's back to liking men. If a man says, I'm attracted to people, I like different types of people, women are going to automatically say he's gay. There's not going to be, a man doesn't have that flexibility that women have. If a man tells a woman, if a man tells a woman in college, I did something with a college friend of mine, he'll be gay till the day he dies. But women don't realize that they shoot themselves in the foot because, baby, a lot of men that you've been with have experienced something with another man. They're just not going to tell you that because they know how society looks at it. Period. And we're keeping it real, and this is from my experiences and my friends.
Unless you Andrew Gillum, because his wife said she knew he was bisexual already.
Okay, but if a woman says, well, I'll ask a man if he messed around, a man is not going to tell you, well, yeah, I did, because he knows you're going to hold that. Anytime y'all get into it, you're going to probably call him the F word.
My.
Well, it's a lot of people in the comment section saying that, because we are at a point where 70% of marriages are ending in divorce. And they're ending in divorce because it's just natural to get tired of your mate. It's natural. See, if you was out there being all poly and you was out there spreading your wings and sowing your wild oats, okay, and you had if you had nice options, okay, committed options, because you don't gotta be nasty and whorish to be poly. There can be a lot of harmony and order and integrity with polyamory, okay? But there's a lot of reasons why monogamy doesn't work, and we have to go back and investigate the data and really reevaluate what really is it about monogamy that just eventually collapses, because it does collapse. And then at this point, it's collapsing at more than half the rate for most married people in this country. And let's also be clear, it's not even like our grandparents, who we might idealize either, have had perfect marriages. Granddaddy was probably a Rolling Stone. He was abusive as hell. Grandma ain't had no damn self-esteem. Already into the damn relationship. I mean, the whole system is a mess. But I think it would. I do think it would do us some good to just be open-minded toward other ways to bond and have intimate relationships outside of the way that we've been trained, because it's not working for nobody, and it ain't working for us either.
Yeah, but we do got to know too that monogamy does take work. A relationship takes work on both ends.
I mean,
and a lot of times, we want instant stuff. We become a society of instant gratification.
What was your longest relationship, Captivating? What was your because we say that because some of us haven't been in long-term relationships, so it's easier.
My longest relationship was 4 years.
I think when people start having longer relationships, I think sometimes you come to terms with a new reality for you. I guess.
But Rebel, you got to understand, when it comes to same gender loving men, we don't have the same thing as people who are heterosexual. So first of all, most folk had to sneak and do all of this stuff. So I think that that's a challenge right there enough. I just think that you have to really know the individual, make sure that that's who you want to be with. you got to do the work. Even in the heterosexual marriage, you got to do the work. It's just not going to pop boom. Even in polyamorous relationships, because somebody's going to get a little
Somebody
connected, and then the next thing you know, somebody going to get jealous. So even with that, you got to work on it. The bottom line is, if you're not willing to recognize the flaws within you, then you will not be able to help or deal with the relationship in general. And I just think that people have to do some self-evaluation and looking and some soul searching, and make sure they're okay, and you all got to work on it. It's called counseling. A lot of black people don't go to marriage counseling. So we kind of are, not to say that white people are having great marriages as well, but
Donald Trump and Melania ain't had one, and Bill and Hillary ain't have one, and every other.
But isn't that interesting in the dynamic though? Because people don't leave, because people like that money and people like that power, so they stay. So whether you can talk about grandmama and granddaddy who was abusive, grandmama wasn't going nowhere though, because she knew she was a little too old now, and she gonna stay there because she has some security. So the bottom line is security. So I just think that people need to know that you got to put in some work.
So let me ask you this question, Jay. Let me finish for everybody.
Period.
So, do y'all feel like friendships are just as hard as relationships?
Yeah.
Not for me.
No, because if you add the sexual element to it, that does a lot. So friends, I think there's some different dynamics.
That's what I'm saying. Are we talking about friendships? Or are we talking about associations? Because that's about me. Friendships are really. Because if I consider you a friend, that's genuine. You know what I'm saying? That's
my point right there. Like,
I have not dated a friend to keep the friendship. Because had we started dating, if something would have went left, it would have destroyed the friendship. And I would have rather back and say, you know what? I would rather be your friend. I know it sounds odd, but when you start getting in a relationship, it complicates some things.
Yes.
But my point in asking that was exactly that. Like, why? What is the issue with envisioning, like, for everybody who's booed up on the panel? When you think about having the same type of like easiness with your boo as you do your friend, why that can't exist in your relationship? Because
it can, and it takes.
Well, it really can't, because on the same token, like we're saying that marriage is so hard and long-term relationships are so hard, but friendships are not hard for one reason and one reason only, because you allow someone to just show up and be. And we can do that even with someone that we're intimately tied to. It's all of the rules and stipulations and pressure we thought.
But you're not building anything.
That ends up breaking down and degrading the relationship.
But you're not building anything with your friend. You're not trying to buy a house.
No, you are though, but you're building a friendship. It's a friendship.
You're building a friendship.
It's built.
Well, you're building a friendship. My thing is this: I don't think it's hard. I think you have to communicate, and I think you got to say, "Well, this triggers me when you do this, or when you do this," and you gotta communicate. And it's not easy. Friendship is not easy, depending on the person. And so my thing is, don't put yourself in a predicament where if you know that that's a toxic person, I don't care if you say we're friends or not. I don't want to deal with a toxic friend. So if I don't want to deal with a toxic friend, I don't want to be in a toxic relationship. But yeah. Oh, I'm sorry, King Pain. Because
Absolutely. You guys just taking over. I was like, I want to let these hosts talk just a little bit longer before I start dropping these horns in there. Anyways, so we all agree that monogamy is unnatural, something that they made up along with homosexuality and all this other stuff. Okay, they just start labeling us. Okay, Anyways, and that we also agree that most people are polyamorous. Did I say it right, Jay Wilson?
Yeah.
Period. And the reason most people hide it or they aren't open about it is because these women be dragging it, okay? They be dragging it, they be mad, they be upset because they men want us. But y'all didn't hear that shit from me. Y'all didn't hear that from me. Anyway, moving right along. Okay, I'll make it all the way up. Moving right along. Next question. Okay, would you rather? Okay, now this is the good part. We about to get to the good shit, y'all. Okay, y'all ready for this?
Yes.
Okay, would you rather restart your life as a totally new person or be born again with all the knowledge you have now, but nobody else remembers? You the only hoe. So, oh yeah, I was supposed to pick somebody. I thought somebody ready. Okay, Constance, you go ahead. I was waiting for a sign. Okay, she gave me the sign. Go ahead, tell us.
Okay, hold on. Like, what's the question again? Can you read the question one more time?
Yeah, so would you rather restart your life as a totally new person or be born again, the same person with all the knowledge that you have now, but everybody else is dumb. They don't have any knowledge. You're the only person with knowledge.
Oh, I'm the only person with knowledge?
So you have to teach the world. The rest of the world is on you.
I would take the knowledge. I think I'm a really good teacher, and I think I am an awesome leader. And if I led the world, I would lead it into magnificence and wonderment.
Unit for all.
Creativity. So yes, absolutely.
Units for all.
I know that's right.
Everybody gets a unit.
Baby, 24 inches, baby.
Yeah.
Or longer.
Curiosity, period. I know that's right. Captivating Christian, okay? Would you rather start your life as a totally new person? You done messed up this life already enough. Okay? Would you rather come back, okay, the same person, the same you with all the knowledge that you have, okay, but you're the only person with that knowledge. No one else knows as much as you.
Me knowing me, I'd probably come back with the knowledge, because knowledge is definitely power, and you can do a lot. You can actually shape the world the way you want to see it. So definitely, I would come back to be born again with all the knowledge.
All I mean is that you hoes is power hungry. Y'all want to rule the world. Okay, why y'all run for president? I can see
not power hungry. Just listen. It's
We
not
have a
about being
Republican
hungry
and a
for
Democrat
power. It's
right
just
here on the
about
panel.
knowing how to run things, and when you run them yourself, you know how they're supposed to run, and it runs smoothly. That's all. If everybody just followed, it would be
right. But King Pain, do you really want to risk the world getting fucked up all over
again.
You really want to leave
another Donald Trump
again?
Right? No way.
I guess so. And tell me exactly, what can you build exactly?
What do you mean? What can I build?
What can either of you build? How are we going to power the country?
But the question wasn't addressed like that. Okay,
but
you have to think about it. If
you want to say that, then all you have to do, you get to teach the people the kind of government or the kind of society you want run. So that's all. It is not saying that you'll be the only person doing it. You teach people how to do it, and then you teach them how you want it done to create a great government. The same way our framing fathers, as Jay Wilson likes to say, kind of did with the nation. They decided over here, oh, look, we don't like this over here in England. We want to do something different. So we're going to move these people out of here and, make this our own and do our own thing. So it's kind of sort of the same way.
But you have to know how to do it in order to get it.
But if you have the knowledge, if you have all the knowledge yourself.
What I'm saying is if the only skill set that you have is building tents, the new world is going to look like that.
Oh Lord.
Well, I feel sorry for the person that only has knowledge of building tents, but I'm saying that them people need to, show and prove. They need to read a book, crack a book open, and really get busy, because you can't run in.
I guess so. All the books are still here. You made a valid point. You can read. Anyway, moving right along. Rebel side.
It's fundamental.
Okay, because now when we got
leave it up to Captivated to do some extra ass thinking. Oh, the books are still here. I ain't saying nothing about no damn books. Okay. We're talking about
You ain't
your
say nothing
knowledge,
about building no country
the
either.
books.
You ain't say nothing about building the country either, but we doing it. Let's go.
Okay.
Period. Well, at least you a thinker, because these other hoes wasn't even thinking. So, Rebel.
Which way you the only one in conscious that's directed towards you because you the only one that asked.
Literally.
You didn't tell me. I didn't know if you wanted to build a McDonald's or a house or a synagogue. Boo, what
So,
you want
Rebel,
to
would you
build?
want to restart your life as a totally new person? Okay, new life, new you, everything new, new family. You know, would you like God to do His magic all over again and voila? Or would you want to be born again with all the knowledge that you have right now, and the fate of the world be up to you?
I'm going to go with what the other gentleman said, because if you get a new life, you don't know what kind of new life you'll have. Do you have a choice in this new life? Because what if you start the new life with a lot of health problems and you don't get to live long with this new life? So I would say
wasted.
Sometimes you just gotta trust God. I mean, He didn't do bad on you already.
I would say being born again with the knowledge that I have now, because you can direct people in the paths that would be, conducive for positive growth with the world. I would say that, because I wouldn't want to be born a new person. I like who I am. So I don't want to be born someone that's, hell, you may be born someone that's, with cancer. You may be dealing with a lot of things that you're not dealing with now. So I would say,
I mean, you could also be born and age until you like 50 and then be nicknamed Fupa by a really awesome YouTuber. I mean, that would be a really terrible tragedy.
You could be born someone that's born like in enslavement or somewhere in a third world country, so I would rather be born again with the knowledge that I have now instead of a new person.
Is he power hungry too, King Pain? Is he in the power hungry club with us?
He's in the power hungry club, okay?
I know he is. I don't even know why he's talking. He's a
Y'all want to
cancer.
be God.
I don't even know why he's talking. He's a cancer. He needs to cut it out.
Y'all
passionate Libra, I would focus more on education at an earlier age as well. You're giving a new lease on life. But
so you don't think that God did a good job? That's what it is, huh?
But you're talking about things that we can't really do. That's just like saying I'll be born a unicorn. I mean,
anyway, moving right along.
I'll be born an X-Man.
Moving right along, Brother Jay.
I'm already born again.
Okay, period. Would you rather come back as a totally new person, or would you want to be born again with all the knowledge that you have now? Okay, and the fate of the world be on you.
Well, I look at people like Carter G. Woodson and Mary McLeod Bethune, W.E.B. Du Bois, and they were before their time and they influenced a generation. I look at people who have influenced generations. So I am like Rebel. I like my life. Has it always been great? No, but with adversity comes strength and knowledge, and you learn. And I think that you can influence. Somebody was talking about education, so that may be something. I look at James Weldon Johnson and his brother with the lift every voice and sing the African American Negro anthem or Black Negro anthem. It's a prophetic song, and I think that people can see far ahead, and they write and they influence others. And it's not about power, but if you're satisfied with who you are and your faults, your flaws, your achievements, then I don't want to come back, because I don't know what kind of world I'm going to come back to. So I'm good in the present. We got to be in the present. You know what I'm saying? We got to be in the present. So I would rather be here to help others.
Period. Puriana.
Power hungry.
See, I guess I looked at the question.
You say it's not being power hungry, because those who've already had leadership skills, they're not power hungry. I'm just saying.
Well, I guess I looked at the question kind of different than you guys. To me, what the question is asking is, okay, so when it says, would you want to come back with all of your knowledge, okay, and basically control the world, and basically I took that as like, oh, you feel like you could do a better job than God, or like the world is so screwed up, and that you could somehow fix it with all the knowledge that you have. And then the other question is, are you satisfied with your life? To God, to me, I feel like, he did good the first time around. I'm going to trust him the second time around. You know what I'm saying? Why would I want to,
okay, you need to be clarified your
I
questions. Your questions are taking a whole new different road.
Yeah, because
I mean, I'm like, goodness grief.
because I don't
we need to answer these questions over again.
Yeah,
then.
because even still,
You seem like you just got born again about 10 minutes ago. You sound like you got born again 10 minutes ago. And
right. Because either way, you're trusting God, because God gave you the knowledge to begin with. So if you believe that God gave you the knowledge to begin with, you're born with that. You're trusting in God that you will govern in the way God has, taught you how.
Hey, can I say something to that God thing?
That's what I said.
We can all say it.
If your knowledge was to stop today, your knowledge end today, okay? And then tomorrow.
Is this another question?
When you wake up tomorrow, nobody else has knowledge of anything. You the only person with knowledge. Okay, that's the world. Okay, and that's one world. In the other world, you just he pull, you get your number pulled again. You want to get your card pulled again. Random.
King Pain. I like to teach the world to sing imperfect. Oh, that's what I'm feeling right now.
They said it's a 3-part question.
Okay, I'm gonna buy you a coat. Cause you feel like you got born again like 2 hours ago. Because you asking.
Yeah, this is
anyway.
Ain't nobody got time.
I just want to say to that God thing though, like, can we?
My answer. My life is good. I think he did good. And if I had to trust him again, I would. Okay.
So my question. I got a question for you, King Pain.
I would not want to be in charge of the world, because if I was in charge of the world, the Lord only knows what the world would be like, honestly. Okay. Honestly, if all of you guys had absolute control, absolute power, the world would be nothing like it is today.
Not true.
I didn't know that was the question.
Because I wouldn't thirst. I don't thirst for power like that.
Anyway, moving along.
That look like a power grab. Okay, look like you got control issues.
I got the power, and we moving on.
Okay? That sounds like control issues.
Yes. Period. Y'all ready? Okay. Anyway.
Yes.
So here's another question. Okay, because that one went over my head and everybody else's head, I guess.
Oh, okay.
So if someone gave you a box full of everything you lost in this life, okay, if someone gave you a box full of everything you lost in this life, what is the first thing you would look for and why? Let's start with the elder. What's going on, Jay Wilson?
Wait a minute, you gotta repeat that question again. Is it like a box of chocolates? Well, what'd you say again? Is it
like a box of chocolates?
Okay, you guys have
a box and I lost.
These questions aren't guided. You just
maybe you get
your brain. Listen. There is no wrong answer. Okay.
Okay.
So questions are not guided. You have to use your brain. Okay. If someone gave you a box, okay, full of everything you lost in this life, okay, it can be physical, it can be metaphor, it could be anything that you lost in this life. What is the first thing that you would look for and why?
Knowledge. And
knowledge.
Did you lose knowledge?
Lost knowledge.
Wait a minute. What the question was, if you had something in the box, what would you look for?
That you lost. That you lost. Things that you lost.
Oh, things that I've lost?
Yes. Things that you lost.
Someone gave you a box of things that you lost. What is the first thing that you would look for?
Go to another person. Oh my God. You got my head hurting. My brain.
Who wants to start?
Go to somebody.
I would say money. Yeah, there was some silly money decisions that could have been avoided. Money. I would say that.
Period.
There's probably be some people that
let me ask you this. So someone gave you a box, okay, everything you lost, and you said the first thing that you would look for is money. Okay, how much money is in the box?
Oh, it's a lot of money in that box. It's a lot of money in that box.
I know that's right.
Trust and believe you me. There's a lot of money in that box.
Baby,
But,
those forest fires are really taking havoc and wreaking it.
you know, you live and you learn, and you know it's growth. You know.
Okay, period. You gotta stop tricking on all them bottoms.
Mm.
I don't ever pay for it. I don't ever pay.
Forest fires, girl. I'm telling you.
Let me stop. Okay, moving right along.
The
So we'll
trees
give you a
burn.
box of everything that you lost in this life. What is the first thing that you would look for and why?
It would be my grandmother. Minnie. I still look for her even when I dream. I would, yeah. If there's anything, yeah, it's my grandmother. And it's because I love her. And she was probably like the purest human being I've ever met in my entire life. Like for a long time growing up, I used to attribute everything good about me to her. Like, I don't know why I didn't attribute it to anybody else, but my grandmother was just such a darling and an amazing human being. And yeah, she was incredible. She was incredible. So my grandmother for sure.
Oh, that's sweet.
Wow, that's amazing.
Now that's funny because I would have said my mother, but I know my
That's
mother would have been
sweet
like,
and like sad at the same time. But yeah.
don't look for me.
So, Rebel
My
son. You said what?
My virginity.
Your virginity. Okay,
It'll be up that much?
It's
Yeah.
going, girl.
It would be up that
Come
much. Jesus.
honey.
Get the holy water out. Ooh.
Okay, on period.
But you know, I would say something that I lost. I would say my mother, because I wouldn't look at any monetary thing, but I would say that lost life. You know, I would say my mother, or that would be it. That's it.
Absolutely. And Jay Wilson.
Now that I understand the question, because that other question just took me for a loop. You don't ask me first, okay? It's like I was in a jumbotron and I was a little dizzy and had to get my breath.
Community knowledge don't prepare you for everything.
No, it doesn't. Not for these questions, but I think a simpler time.
Here we go.
Okay, on period. That's good.
No, I'm serious. A time, where you could, you didn't have to really worry about your kids. You could ride bikes when people
But you lost a simpler time, because this is something that you lost, Jay. The question is something that you've lost.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Because
talking about a time of innocence.
I'm not. Yeah, it's the time of innocence.
Oh, okay. You lost innocence.
Yes, it's a simpler time. A time where people were, they took time to eat together, and it was not always about work, and busyness. And I mean, that's what I mean with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm not
about
I really like that answer. I think that was the best answer out of the four. Now, I know a lot of people, okay, would immediately go and look for their edges, okay, because a lot of hoes are missing their edges, okay. But if it were me, if someone gave me a box of everything that I lost, because y'all can see I got my edges, period. I would go and I would look for like my childhood ambition, like my childhood motivation. When you're a kid, you tend to dream bigger and to think larger. And when you get older, you kind of realize that, not that it's not possible, but there's just a lot more to it. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know. I miss my childhood optimism. I used to be so optimistic and think that I could just do so much more. I'm still doing a lot, but I think that I probably will be able to, get to my dream eventually or whatever. But I just thought that it would happen so much sooner.
Yeah. That was the best answer that I heard.
Yes. So, yeah, that's what I miss. That's what I was looking for. Like I still highly motivated and all that stuff.
Where did conscious TV
Not as
go?
much as I was when I was a kid. Period. Somebody said missed opportunities. Okay, on period. I ain't gonna regret no missed opportunities. I'm about to take every opportunity. Okay,
Well, I
on
mean
period.
now, but I'm talking about missed opportunities. Even like we were younger, and you didn't think about them. You know what I'm saying? You didn't think about them and had the mindset.
Period. Like Facebook and
all
what's
that.
it called?
Instead of taking
Bro, I
a
would have been
invested class,
invested.
you should have taken some business class.
Right.
Okay, period.
Sitting up in them political and government to 101 and 213.
Somebody said, I miss my 17-year-old body. Come on.
Ooh, yes. I'll go looking for mine too. Period to the period. I was so fine. Yes. Shit, I spent all my skinny years thinking I'm fat. Now I'm fat trying to get back to my shit. Like, fuck. So we're waiting for Conscious TV to come back, and then I'm gonna get into the last question. But shout out to everybody here. I think shout out to the almost 100 people in the room. Remember, the best way to support your favorite YouTubers is to share this video, share all of our videos, like, share, and subscribe. Okay, comment, because it doesn't cost you a thing. It doesn't cost you anything. It's the best way to support us. Okay, without spending any money. But if you want to spend some money, okay, and I think that you should, because we all work hard to bring you guys some of the best content on the internet. Period. Just subscribe to our page. No, don't subscribe. Become a member. Okay, become a member. Okay, I think it's better than just sending a cash app. Being a member is so much better because it's like a commitment. It's like really putting your best foot forward and showing that you support this content creator and all that they do. Okay.
And you can be polyamorous with that. We do accept polyamorous.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
You don't have to be monogamous. All right.
Oh, you don't have to be monogamous with that? You can lay it low and spread it wide.
So how do you guys like the show today? I kind of changed the topics a little bit. It was nothing too serious. It was just, light, and it was more personal today.
Where did Conscious go? Did he go unconscious? What's up?
I don't know, but we're gonna have to. The show must go on.
He went back in time.
Well, you know what? He's probably back, and you know what? I probably can't see him. Hold on, give me 1 second. Oh, he's sitting right here while I'm talking shit.
Correct.
Oh my goodness.
Shady motherfucker.
Okay, period. So, moving right along. This is the last question I have for tonight, okay? Yes, we've reached the end of the show, you guys. You guys drop some crowns in the comments for this phenomenal show, period. Yeah, shout out to everybody here. Shout out to all the gentlemen on the panel. Okay, the last question is, what food is better made at home? Okay? Yes, for all of us with men's, okay, that we cooking for our men's, we know what it is and what it ain't. Okay? What food is better made at home versus the restaurant? Okay? Going around. Jay Wilson.
Soul food, green, mac and cheese, those, it's just, and I think that home cooked food, that whether it's soul food or Southern style food, is much better at home.
Yes, absolutely. Captivating Christian.
Personally, I personally think like everything. Although I'll eat out while I'm out, but it's just something about being home and being comfortable and not having to be like while I'm eating and then after I eat. So I don't know. I like everything really out.
So you prefer to eat at home than going out to restaurants?
Yep, but I will go out.
Absolutely. That's what's up. And Rebel Side.
I was gonna say soul food as well, because I've had like my grandmother and some of my family that's from Louisiana. They're like jambalaya and the gumbo has always been better when I've eaten it, when they've made it, as opposed to restaurants. So that's what I say, like soul food, home cooked, like the seafood that I've had. The Cajun food is always Creole. It's always better when it's made at home.
Oh, that sounds so good. I'm not eating meat right now. Y'all making me so hungry.
Is that all types of meat?
All types of meat. No meat.
You're an ultimate vegan.
I'm my vegan shit.
Eating vegan sausages.
Yes.
Listen, don't sleep on some vegan stuff now. There's some vegan stuff that is really, really
is. I've been realizing that for the past month that I've been vegan. I've been trying all kinds of stuff. So, Conscious TV, how about you?
I'm probably gonna have to go with macaroni and cheese.
Absolutely.
That is just a dish that requires a real elderly grandmother, and not just any type of a grandma. I'm talking about grandma in the kitchen at 7 p.m. with that old nasty bathrobe that got the grease stains, 1995, with the good bedroom slippers on and her good soiled hair scarf with the blue magic grease aroma fusing through it. That grandma in the kitchen putting her feet into a nice macaroni. Okay, that needs to be a dish that is only prepared from home. No restaurant got it right. No frozen dinner never got it right. Mac and cheese, home all day.
I would have to absolutely agree with you. And now, if I had to pick a specific dish, it would absolutely be mac and cheese, because they do not. And you know what? Another one. Barbecue baked beans. I have never been to a restaurant that did it right. They always do the beans and add barbecue sauce. So it's not barbecue baked beans, baby. I don't know who told you that was barbecue baked beans, okay? You could have just brought out the barbecue sauce bottle if that was the case. You know what I'm saying? That ain't barbecue baked beans. Girl, please. So, yeah, I think soul food is definitely made best at home. I think them Asians know how to throw down too when they do egg rolls and the stir fry and all that stuff. When they be making that at home, okay, it'd be better than when I be getting into the little restaurants. And
but
stuff.
most of them, they that's their authentic food. You know what I'm saying? So it's gonna be that. But I'm gonna say this though, Papados, I will give them a plus with the grits and shrimp. I'm telling you.
Oh yeah, that's
anybody's shrimp and grits. Like Papados. I'm sorry. Now, I can eat their shrimp and grits all day. And the grits by itself. Papados make some killer grits. I'll give them that.
Period. Period to the period. You should have some of my shrimp and grits. Because I made some this morning. I'm about to go have some more shrimp and grits.
Yeah, because you're vegan now.
Shrimp is not meat.
Well, it's considered.
Anyway.
It's not. It's not.
Well, you a vegetarian or pescatarian?
Pescatarian.
Okay.
All of that. Y'all know what I'm talking about. I ain't eating no meat. Period. Look, y'all getting too technical with all these titles and all of this stuff. See, that's the world that we live in. This is America. Ain't this America where we get caught up on titles all day? That's what we do.
No, but I'm just checking for clarity.
You hoes are sleeping with other hoes. That's all.
Just checking for clarity. That's all. Just making sure.
Clarity. That's all. You can
just worry about what makes you shit. Okay. So final thoughts before we get up out of here. How was your week, you guys? Rebel Sun?
I've had a
tell
pretty
people where they can find you.
Yeah, you can come over there, Sun Tribe, Rebel Sun. I do my carpool conversations. I wanted to, I'm trying to get my friends all on. We can just do a Q&A. That's been it. With everything going on, we're kind of limited to what we could do to a certain extent. So it's basically been going to work, doing a lot of cam sessions with friends and family. But I've also been doing a lot of more reading, and I'm looking to join more book clubs just to, kill some time.
What books have y'all been reading?
Well, I've been reading like The Lord of the Rings again. I read a lot of sci-fi fantasy books, but I have like The Whole Invisible Life some of those books I'm gonna go back and reread. Some of those, the James Earl Hardy books, a lot of those books that I read many years ago. But those were my that was my way of discovering who I was, just reading those books. But just different types of literature.
Period.
I'm open to it. Yeah.
Absolutely. And captivating.
Well, this week, the week was going great. Just had a little bump just today, but other than that, the week has been going good. What am I reading or listening to? I'm actually listening to an audible book called The Plot to Take America by Malcolm Nance. It's a really good book. If anybody has the moment to listen to it, I think you will really understand a lot what's going on right now at this moment, and it will kind of bring everything full circle as into the plot that was kind of the back channels that were done to get this person where he is right now, and what they're doing right now to keep him in the position that he's in. And other than that, you can find me on Cap Hill at TCNTV all day, every day.
Tiriana to the Period and Conscious TV. Tell people where they can find you.
They can find me on Conscious TV. You can find me on Conscious TV on YouTube and Instagram if you want to follow me. And my week has been great. Me and a friend are purchasing like 40 acres of land out in North Carolina. So we're in like negotiations with the seller right now. So I had asked a few days ago on my community feed for, everybody to just see the word approved on their prayers and in their inner eye, because we're trying to do some very interesting things going forward. So it's been a good week.
What plans you have for the land? That's what I wanted to ask you that.
So my friend is prophetic, and we're opening up a school for prophetic and mystical people. We're going to be teaching people all the witchery, and we already have.
Oh, KingPain, don't take off. Stay right here.
Oh, they don't like that kind of thing. It's gonna be a little interesting institute, because we already have like an online school that we do, so we're just gonna build a physical facility to accommodate some of the things that we need to do, because there's only so much you can teach people from afar. So this is just going to be, a location where we get to be private, and we get to be isolated, and we get to do sacred things and kind of take, certain things to the next level. So yeah, all that good jazz.
That's what's up. I'm excited for you.
Thank you.
Get that back, sis.
Okay.
And Jay Wilson, how about you? Tell the people what they can do to find you.
I have really been working a great deal, and so it's been good. It's been good to go back, and the new position is really good. So I have been doing that. I have been reading 3 books. The College Trap, which is my book, and the reason why I'm reading that is because we're getting ready to help college students. So the Alpha Kappa Alphas got in contact with me, and they want me to actually do a Zoom conference to help their students get ready for school. So I just want to just brush up.
If you need any help with that.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate that. So I've been doing that. I have been 2 books, one dealing with self-help. It's really about taking care of you. It's funny how we can take care of everybody else and look out for everybody else, but not ourselves. And in that, you have to be mindful. You got to recognize when you need help, and you have to recognize humanity. So that one, and then the last book is on emotional intelligence. So I've been reading those, and it's really been good. And so that's it.
Okay, period. Period to the period. Well, you guys already know me. I'm the official KingPain. This is the home of the lituation. Something that you guys don't know. The reason that you guys don't see the setup, I'm in my new location, y'all. The official KingPain is in Los Angeles. Okay, I'm in my new location.
Congratulations.
And it's lit.
Congratulations.
Period. We'll be having a virtual housewarming party soon. You guys are all invited. But yeah, so
you
today,
don't. You're not in Central California anymore.
Oh no, I'm not in Central California. Well, I'm in both locations. I have two homes, two places.
I just want to make sure because I'm like, because that was your kind of base, your root.
Yes. I still go out there to check the trap. Still go get the bag off. Still go get the money off the floor. I'll still be going to get the bag.
You're a gamesman?
Huh?
So it sounds like a hunter checking his traps, checking the traps.
Okay, on period. Yes, that's what I call anything. I call all of my checks traps. Okay, on period, because I'll be having to go check on them. You guys stay tuned. I got a lot of new stuff coming to y'all. Y'all wouldn't believe the day that I had. I literally had to go buy a desk, a chair, a tripod, everything brand new, and put it together an hour before the show.
Well, it looks good, and you were looking good, so we appreciate that.
Okay.
Thank you. Period. And I wasn't late.
You were not. You were not. The person who's
early, hell, to be honest.
Because I know when this person is late, I know something is really going on.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah, we was all worried about you today, Captivating.
Mm-hmm. I'm like, is he okay?
Just call him out. Why don't you? That's the reason.
Music, Pain, and Rebel be like, where are they?
Yeah, usually it's me, so it's cool. It's cool for it to be somebody else for a change. Any last words, you guys, before we get out of here?
Vote.
Yay!
I'm gonna be doing another parody soon.
39 days.
Ooh!
39 days and counting. It'll be 39 days at midnight. So
okay, and who's gonna be any clue of the parody? I mean, you don't have to tell us, but anything that we should look for?
I'm gonna be a human artwork.
Oh God.
Ooh, yes. I love when you do that one. And next time, if you need like an actor or something, maybe we could do like, a skit or something, period. Have me on the line and we could just have at it. Yes, I love when you do that.
You always audition.
I love when you do the prank calls.
All right.
Yes, check it out. You guys, make sure that you follow all of the young men on the panel. And the old ones too.
That's right. Everybody can live.
I'm just joking.
Some people may not get here.
Subscribe. Make sure you get your memberships. Make sure you donate. And make sure you come back. And next time, bring a friend. Okay. On period.
And it will be. Oh yes. It will be on Conscious next.
Yes.
Yes, it will be on Conscious.
I'm really interested in your curriculum. I think that's a really good idea because there are a lot of people teaching prophetic word, but it ain't prophetic word. Anyway, it's profit. P-R-O-F-I-T.
Right.
Yes.
I want to be part of the coven.
All right, y'all. Until next time. Y'all. Bye.
We still live?